Hello, and welcome to another episode of my beginner game developer diary. It's been a while. I have been really busy with life and getting a new job and working on this game, amongst other things like learning piano and doing music and lots of other stuff. But I'm here. It's quite a big update. I've actually worked on a huge amount since my last video. And I'd like to talk about where the game is now and what happens next, basically. So this isn't so much a real deep dive into the code. I will show off what I've made, but I don't want to go too deep into all of the intricate stuff that's going on. So let's have a quick play of the game and I'll show you what I've made. So we've got the title screen. It's looking beautiful. This is all just placeholder stuff as always, because I just wanted to mess around with this like infinite scrolling thing. Found a tutorial on YouTube that's just like a shader script running that, pretty easy. So let me just turn that down, it's a bit too loud. Let's go and start the game. I added a level select system. Really chuffed with how this turned out. It's basically checking for certain things in certain dictionaries, and then for every instance of a level ID, it will create a button and it will pull the stats for that level now in the level select screen rather than a separate stats screen. You can see it also pulls a picture of each level. These are all just quick PNGs I cropped. They're not very good, but you get the idea, and you can see they look really good, and you can see it's also updating the coins and the perfect run status. And then I had a go at creating some error handling. So for this demo one, if it's missing some sort of core information, it will throw up this information here, and you can see that one just doesn't work. I've made quite a lot of levels actually. I'll show you the ones I'm proud of the most. I will go with, first of all, Melooney Mines. This one I've massively overhauled. So the idea with this one is that you can't see very much, but the mouse has a little light on it, and you can see that it helps give you a better idea of where things are. So the idea is that you can use it while you're running to see what's ahead. Clearly, I need to practice to see what's ahead, to see if there's like anything hidden. And you can see I've got these little block dudes who will just look to halt you from moving and maybe try and kill you if you don't do something about it. Not very good. I haven't played in a long time. Anyway, so that's that level. I didn't finish it, so there isn't much left, to be honest. And then I created this speedway one, and I was having a go at having custom speed values for each level. And this one I've put the finish portal quite close because I was just messing around, but it is a lot longer. And you can see this one was all about going as fast as you possibly can. And I thought that was quite good. And you can see the camera. Oh my days. You can see the camera is adjusting when you get above a certain height, but it also now follows him down without a threshold, which solved a lot of the problems that I had initially. I jumped over the finish. So that one was quite good. And you also have at the end a little sign that shows how many coins you've collected out of the possible maximum. I was inspired by Crash Bandicoot for that one, when you get to the end and you can see you've got 49 out of 50 crates, and you just, that sense of dread knowing you have to do the whole level again. I quite liked it. I really like this level. This is probably my favourite one, because you can see over here I've got these little bouncy blobs. Now they don't look very good because I think they're designed to be on a ground surface, so they don't really float. But you can see what happens. This level's really hard. I increased the speed, but you can see you do a little bounce, and that's really fun. So let's try and see how far I can get. It's really hard after the first. Oh no! It's not very good that I can't even play my own game, but I haven't worked on it in a couple of weeks. So I really would like to show the last bit if I can get there. So let's quickly get there now. There we go, smashing it, easy peasy. Here we go, here's the gauntlet. You have to really jump while you're in the air, and then oh no. But you can see the bounce works really well, and there was a bit of tweaking to make sure that if you bounce on that, you do get granted a double jump regardless. And there was a bit of finessing with the code there, because originally I was doing something else with jumping and it wasn't working too nice. So that's good. You can see the little block people as well. They're working really nice. And then I think what other level? I've got the Happier Hills slides. Actually, no, I won't show you this one. That's not very interesting. The snow level has been redone. So now this is a full level now. And you can see you go behind the trees. What a nice touch. This is the bit from the original first version of this. But yeah, this is a full level. It's not very challenging. The snow levels I'd always envisioned to just be harder versions of the grass levels, which were like the introduction levels. So these ones are just meant to ramp up the difficulty a bit. And I think they do a good job of that, because I can actually get to the end, which is always a positive. Uh-oh. The camera is a little bit too crazy here, and you can see I've got 42 out of 43 there. And there you go. So I finished a level. I'm not terrible at my game, I promise. But that's mostly what I've done. There's a lot of behind the scenes tech, like with the light. I watched some tutorials on Godot's lighting system. Super simple actually. Just bung a light in and then set everything else to be quite dark, and then it naturally illuminates it. And that works really well. And so I was working on this, and I'm really, really proud of myself. But I started hitting some like mental blocks, and that's why I haven't really finished it, because as I've been making this game, I've been thinking of all these great ideas to put into the world of Bingus, but I can't because it's an auto-scroller, and I've been thinking of like creating these vast levels that you can explore with like verticality and hidden passageways and secrets and enemies that fire things at you and stuff like that. But I can't do any of that because the game's an auto-scroller. I'm really quite limited in what I can do. I can make jumps really hard, as you can see here, as I couldn't even complete this. I can make really difficult jumps, but that's about it. And I can have these little block dudes which I created that will sort of stop you from moving unless you jump over them, and that can be quite difficult. And I am quite happy with the Rockman. There was some good work with the ray casts to make sure that they, you know, don't fall off the edge and things like that. So I was really happy with that. I will show a bit of that code if I can. Look at that, it's beautiful. What a work of art. Nothing too crazy. It was actually some heavily modified stuff from a Brackeys tutorial, to be honest, so I can't take full credit for it. But that's game dev, baby! And so as I came up with all these ideas, I was getting a bit disheartened because I had all these ideas for like really cool levels, and you can see I've got some of them here, but I can't add them in. So I think what my plan is now, I think I'm ready to move on to a new project. So what I would like to do with this game is finish the levels I've got, maybe cut a few that haven't really had a big start, and then release it as is. And then I would like to work on a full platformer with like free movement and exploration and stuff, because I've got some really cool ideas for that. And I think it will put me in a situation where I'm learning new things, because I don't think I'm learning that much more with this now. Like, I'm improving it every day, and that's great, but I'd like to push myself a bit, and I think I'm ready for a full platformer. The good news is, because I've got the coin collection system, I've got the red coin system, I've got a lot of enemy scripts working here, I can actually take this system, this game as is, and just modify that. And so I've already got a lot of the main stuff ready. There's no need to create a new coin system. There's no need to create new bouncy blob things. They're already there. And actually what I might do in the new game is have normal platforming, but then maybe have a few levels that are auto-scrollers, perhaps. I don't know. I'm currently I want to make sure that this is fun and that I'm enjoying myself. And a part of that for me is not committing myself to a project if I'm not feeling I'm getting anything out of it. Because I'm doing this ultimately to learn and to get better as a game developer and coder, and I'm doing it for myself. I will release a 0.1 version of this and be happy with it, and maybe I'll come back in the future, but right now I think I'm ready to try something new. I've got a lot of fun ideas in my head for other types of games and mini projects and really small, short-term things, because I'm really enjoying this process, and I'm loving the fact that I've made something that's come to life. Oh yeah, I forgot. Look, they've got the little autumn leaves falling down, which was quite fun. Anyway, that's all for now. I don't really have much to say because I want to say stay tuned. I'm doing some Python courses on Codecademy just to make sure that I'm not just copy and pasting stuff, which I don't do, but I'd like to get better at coding beyond just variables and if-else statements and all these sorts of things. And also I just wanted to let you know that I'm alive because I like making these videos. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I will promise to make a new video much sooner, and hopefully I'll have more cool stuff to share.